Hey, Richard Pickett here, and I just want to shoot a real quick video. I say quick, it may be quick for me to shoot it, but it may be a little longer, a video, but I think it'll be well worth your time because I get a lot of questions and a lot of them are common about how to do your pitch, and there are a couple points that I want to make that should just help you relax, and that's the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this is just relax. When I work with my own clients about their pitches to HSN, sometimes I just wish, like, can I just take your product and make the pitch? Because to me, it's very simple and straightforward, and I don't have my bundle of nerves. Number one, I don't have a bundle of nerves that's, anxious or worried or excited about it. And at the same time, I know that I don't have to tell all those details. Usually what I found in almost every pitch is people get drugged down in all the details, or they can't see the very simple high-level way to talk about their product without getting lost in the weeds or feeling like they have themselves lost direction. So tonight I hope to clarify that a little bit for you in this video. So about the pitch, there are 4 specific things that I want to bring up, and the 2 of them are really the main 2 things to just think about in the pitch, and the other 2 are just some ancillary things that I'm going to add on to the end. So number 1, if you think about things from the perspective of the HSN judges, and I use that word lightly because this is not a contest. I've gotten some emails that have said about the HSN pitch contest. This isn't a contest. This isn't an American Idol. It's not Dancing with the Stars, and there can only be one winner, or only 5 products are going to make it on the show. It's not like that at all. As a matter of fact, if every one of the products that we show, which is looking like it's going to be around 100 or so, if every one of them are ones that meet the following criteria I'm going to tell you, they will just schedule more shows because they want to put these products on. They're wanting to ramp up their video and the show, and so they will naturally put on every one of them. And so it's not a contest. It's not like winners or losers. And another thing that I found even with my own clients is I tell them, just forget about winning HSN. If you win it, that's good. But they've done so many things in preparation, getting ready for HSN. It's actually made them a better and stronger brand, a better product. And they've opened up other opportunities that they can get involved with, that even if things don't work with HSN, it's okay. So let's talk about the 2 things from the perspective of HSN. When those guys, gals are sitting there and they're listening, to me, they've got 2 check boxes that they want to have checked off. And the first one's going to be your product. So when you pull your product out of the box, first, the chances of you bringing up a product that is not intuitive or not something that they've already seen, or that once they see it, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. The chances of it being something really complex that you've got to take a long time to describe and have all these details and features and all that stuff, the chances of that are very slim. More than likely, when you bring whatever your product is out of the box, it will be something very simple. And if it's not, then you and I need, or you and your coach, whoever, need to work on making that thing as simple as possible, because within the first 30 seconds, you want them to get it. I'll refer to the video a little bit later, the one of the lady with the little earbud thing. There will be a link, and I'm not sure, have parts of it in this video, or just include the link for you to watch it, but I will tell you some of the points. So the first thing is, again, is the product. And you don't want to belabor it. If it takes 10 minutes to describe your product, like, that's way too long. We're talking about elevator pitch time here, and that's 30 seconds. So like in 30 seconds, you pull your product out and you say, hey, this is a camera remote. It starts and stops cameras. It starts and stops their video. You can set it as a timer to start on a delay, or you can take multiple shots within a few seconds, all with the settings of this. If you notice, like, this thing's probably very complicated, how it works, radio, it's got multiple channels. Like, I could take forever telling you all the details. It takes AA, I can get drug up on all those details, but notice how I just summarized it. First, I tell you, it's a camera remote, and then I told you just a couple of the basic features. Now, if their ears perk up, and they may ask some questions, which you need to leave space for that at the end, then I'll give details as needed to answer those specific questions. But if they don't have those questions for that area, it's probably because this product isn't what they're looking for. Now, let's talk about that for a second. As soon as you pull your product out of the box and they got that 30-second, oh, I know what that is. As soon as they know what it is, these guys know their business. They're going to sit there and think already, I have this market segment, I've got these soccer moms, I've got these dads that go jogging, I've got this other group that does yoga. Like, they know all of their market segments, and they will know when you show them the product, hey, I can sell it to this segment and that segment and this other segment. They'll know conversion rates. They'll say, when we've had similar products, we sold, like if we had an audience of 50,000 watching, we had a conversion rate of 2%, and that's this many, and automatically they know all that stuff off the top of their head. So the first thing in your pitch is just the product, just telling them, hey, here's what the product is, and give it to them in just a few simple points. Don't belabor it. I know for you and I, like, I'm so technically oriented, and it's all about all these little tiny details. Don't be that guy. Don't be like me, but just keep it simple. So the number one checkbox that they're going to have in their mind is, will this product sell to my audience? And they know that. This is not a win-lose question. If I bring up some kind of product that they think no one will buy it, it's not because I'm bad or my product's a failure or anything like that. It just means they don't have my audience. My audience may live somewhere else, and they already know that they don't have it, so I'm glad they're not wasting their time. Again, it's not a failure. I'm not going to take it in a bad way. So the first one is the product. And I think the product should be the shortest thing that you talk about. So in 30 seconds, you just get the elevator pitch out and move on. And here's the second part. The second part, and you'll really see this in the video of the woman with the earbuds, is they want to hear a story. And this is how sales always works. People hear a story. They don't hear you in your story that you're telling. They hear themselves in your story that they're telling. So during our event in January, we had a woman that talked about ice cream, and she said that she wanted, I think it was gluten-free and all that. So she says, so I've got to have gluten-free, and I went, here's the problem, I want gluten-free ice cream. Then the second part of the story is what she tried. So she went and looked at these different brands, went to all these different shopping markets and stores, and she just couldn't find the gluten-free ice cream. So solution, I came up with my own. Really simple. So everyone in the audience that hears gluten-free ice cream and they also need gluten-free food, immediately they're inside of her story. And they don't hear her story so much as they hear theirs, that, yeah, if I was trying to get gluten-free ice cream, yeah, I've looked and I haven't really found that. And they would go along with that struggle of trying to solve the problem until they came to the resolution of, oh, hey, this woman solved it. Now it's not so much about the product as it is that they fit themselves right into that story and they're going to buy it. You'll see this over and over again. You'll to use the video that Ron gave, and again, I'm not going to put that whole video in here, but if you'll notice, the woman doesn't tell all the technical details. She doesn't get into the details of what kind of plastic or rubber those little earbud pieces are. She doesn't tell what the gap, like how much airflow can actually get through and what's the gap between each one of those pieces. She doesn't tell how many decibels could get in, which is how you measure sound. She doesn't go in any of those details. She just says, I'm a runner. And as a matter of fact, if you go back, I think it was within 30 seconds, she says, I'm a runner. Here was the problem. I was afraid of getting hit or not hearing cars or whatever. And so I went and tried all these different experiments. One of them was even the original Nerf thing. She pointed that out later, not even as part of her story. So I tried these different things to get this to work. And then finally, this is what I came up with. And all of that pitch was very short, but it's a story that people can put themselves right into. I'm a runner, I ride on a bike, I do whatever. And then later you'll notice that in their sales pitch part, they talked about, listening to music, but being able to hear your boss, or listening to music, but being able to hear when the phone rings, or even they talked about one guy having a vacuum cleaner and wanted to be able to hear if someone rang the doorbell. So there are all these different cases, but she didn't have to sit there and spell all of them out in her story. She just said, here's my story. I'm a runner, wanted to be able to hear the noise around me. I tried this, kept experimenting, and finally I patented this thing. It's like really simple. So everyone that has that thing where they put headphones in and then they can't hear surrounding noise and they want to, they put themselves in that story, and she walks them right to her product solution. It's just that simple. So it comes down to those two things. Again, really quickly, here's my products so that they know it, and they're going to sit there and say, will my audience buy that product? And then number two, will my audience connect with this person in the way that they're telling the story? I believe number two is much more important than number one. And I'm going to give you that as examples with my own clients. So first I want to tell you about Pam. Pam is an artist, and she does acrylic art. So what that really means is she pours some kind of acrylic compound. Don't ask me, I got no clue. But she pours this stuff. She uses blow torches and stuff and moves it around on a canvas, and then it hardens down into like an acrylic painting. Or maybe it's an acrylic? Anyway, and see, that's the whole point. Like, that detail is not as important. It may be to someone who, like, they only want to buy acrylics or whatever. And of course, when Pam tells everybody, she's going to say exactly what that is. But that's not the important thing. She'll show up, she'll pull a couple pieces of art out to show a variety and say, hey, I'm an acrylic artist, here's some of my samples. So the product is like obvious. Immediately they know what the product is. She doesn't have to go into the details of how she mixes the compounds, the temperature of the torch, and how long it takes one to make, and how long does it take to dry, and none of that stuff really matters that much. So I'm an acrylic artist, here are some of my samples. And then her story is really simple. When she had a difficult childhood growing up, and she used art to escape and feel freedom, and to in her own words, to bring balance to her life. And so when she works on art today, paints and things like that, she gets that same feeling of freedom. So her story is simple to me. Hi, I'm Pam. Here's my acrylic art. You can see some different variety, whatever. And I got into painting because as a child, I had a difficult childhood, but whenever I was doing my artwork, I was able to be free and felt balance and felt peace in my life. And today, when I make my art, it's exactly the same way. I get back and I feel that same freedom. I feel that same balance return to my life. I feel that same peace in my life. And when you buy this piece of art and you put it in your house, my hope and my desire dream is that you'll feel that same peace and that same freedom that I feel. You'll feel it every time that you look at it in your house. You see how that's amazing. Now, anyone can go buy acrylic art from anywhere in the world. But if you want art that says peace and balance and all those things in your life, and especially in your own living room, from a woman who experiences that herself, you're sold. You're going to buy that art. And it's not so much the product as much as it is that story, and you just hook them in. Even me telling the story, I can't tell that story without getting chills all over. Even right now while I was telling it, I could just feel the chills, which to me is very powerful. And the HSN people, they'll have two checks in their box. Will people buy this product? And will my audience connect with that story? It's a simple yes or no. And again, it's not a contest. If Pam and I go away from this and she doesn't get a deal or whatever, no loss. Like, we're working with local galleries and other things like that around Nashville to expand her business. So again, it's not a loss. It's actually helped her refine her message so that when she talks to people, that's her pitch. The same pitch that she gave to HSN, the same pitch I just gave you, she'll be able to use that with others. It's very powerful. So the next one I want to tell you about is Trevor. He spent a couple of years in the Marines, and he's one of the lucky ones, in his own words, that he didn't get injured. He actually, he's still alive. That's one of the things that he values, and to him it's incredible that all of the things that went on, and all the service members, I was in the Marines as well, that they face, and the difficulties, and even coming back alive. And if you're alive from combat, not having injuries, whether physical, mental, or emotional, he feels like he's one of those lucky ones, and I can certainly identify with that. So he started a nonprofit organization and as a foundation, and then he's got this like a camping water bottle cleanser where the water bottle is upside down, has soap on the side, and you can squeeze some soap, wash your hands, the water pours out by gravity, and you can wash your hands. You can use it in camping, you can use it in concerts, like or maybe I should say festivals, where it's like multi-day festivals where you're all walking around doing different things. and they're just a number of multiple applications like that. So it's really simple. Let's talk about his pitch. He could say, "Hi, I'm Trevor. Here's my product. You use this. You put the water bottle in the middle. It has soap on the side. You squeeze a little bit out. You wash your hands. You wash your kids' hands, and the water just drips out on its own when you open it up. It's ideal for mothers that are out and about with their kids. It's ideal for campers. It's ideal for people that go to festivals or big long concerts or those sorts of things. And then what's his why? He can say the reason why I started this whole campaign was because I was in active duty service and saw combat, and I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones. So I started this foundation when I came back to try to serve fellow service members, and that's the core of this, and that's why my product's name is Hand Wash HQ. Sorry about that. So you can see the connection, and his logo and things like that have this military look and feel. Immediately, the HSN folks are going to sit there and they're going to say, will people buy this product? Do people need to wash their hands, etc.? And does this sort of thing, does that story sell? And again, they're going to think who in our audience goes camping. I was going to say goes shopping, but like everybody does that, or else they wouldn't be watching. But who goes camping, who goes to these festivals and things like that? Is there a military element to that? Most people that go camping, if they have military type gear, that seems like it's more rugged or more that style, to stand up to camping. So there are check boxes. And then will people feel that same mission like he does and like buy it because of that brand that they're connected to? So again, it's real simple. It's just those two things. The next one I want to tell you about is Tiffany. Now, Tiffany won Miss Tennessee, I think it was twice, and Miss Tennessee, Georgia once. Now, she'll correct me on the exact titles, but it is those top-level prestigious pageants that that you think I'm referring to. Yes, it's those. Tiffany, amazing story. There are so many details I could get into. Amazing story, but with her, she found that her mom, when she was young, had given her a couple of different sayings that had motivated her, like a made-up bed is a made-up mind, and you only have 86,400 seconds in a day, so make good use of them. And I can't remember all of them. So she has a product of t-shirts where they're printed on t-shirts, and her biggest one is she has them on pillowcases as well as a booklet. And the whole idea there is if it's on your pillowcase, it's the first thought that you have in the morning, especially a made-up bed is a made-up mind. And another really famous one that she has, or popular with her customer group, is what lives in your mouth lives in your life. So like, watch what you say and make sure you only say positive things. And these were sayings that her mom had given her, and when she was going through difficult times, they're the things that got her through. So it's really easy. She could just say, hey, I'm Tiffany. Here are my products. I've got t-shirts. I've got pillowcases. They come with an instructional booklet. It's motivational to help you start being focused right off the bat when your day starts. If you wear the t-shirt, it's a reminder to you and others all day long as you go. So that's the product. And then the story is, when my mom was telling me these things when I was young, and maybe I didn't pay attention to them that much, but when I got out of the house, got on my own, and started having my own difficulties, these were the very sayings that helped push me through and all the difficulties and actually make it. And so I want to inspire, and I am inspiring others by my message. I have, she has speaking engagements and things like that, and these are the products that I sell with them. So again, so I've given you a number of examples where you just say, here's the product and here's the story, and that's it. They just want to know, they will put the checks in the box in their mind. Will our customers buy this product? And does this person connect with that story? Will that story connect with our customers? So simplify it. Just make it simple. 30 seconds, here's my product. 2 or 3 minutes, here's my story or my why. Why am I doing this? A lot of times we focus on what am I doing? And the most important thing to focus on is actually, why am I doing it? Why is the reason, not the what. So I have this product, that's the what, but why do I have it? That's the thing that people will connect with. Going back through these, Pam, Her why is to feel freedom, to feel balance with her artwork. The art is the what, but the why is to feel that freedom. Trevor, it's to give back. He wants to give back to other military members who didn't have it, didn't come back like he did, as he says it for himself, that he's one of the lucky ones. He wants to give back to them. So that's his why, and there's a story behind that. And with Tiffany, the same why, that here's the product, it's these sayings, it's pillowcases, it's t-shirts and things like that. But why am I doing it? Because there's something that this is what brought me through all the difficulties in my life, and I want to give that to others. So that why is the compelling part of the story that people will identify with, and your product just becomes a representation of that. When they make the purchase, it's not so much the product itself that they're buying as the why behind it. And this, you may remember Mignon Francois, the lady that was the Cupcake Connect. Yeah, I can't even get it out. The Cupcake Connection that came on and talked back in January. And when we videoed her, one of the most amazing things that she said when we videoed her was that when people leave, they don't leave with the product in the box. She sells cupcakes. The cupcakes are in the box, but she said the product that they're buying is not what's in the box. She said the product they're buying is joy. That's her why. She wanted to set up a business that would give people joy. And the cupcakes are just a vehicle for that. So when you buy those cupcakes, do they need to taste good and all those things? Absolutely. And they probably need to be fattening and all that just in order to taste good. But the cupcake is just the vehicle that's holding the thing that you're actually buying, which is joy. And she knows that as a businesswoman, and she's been very successful. As a matter of fact, HSN has approached her. And that's a very strong why. So again, your product, 30 seconds or whatever, small, short, quick elevator pitch, here's my product. And then a couple minutes on here's my why, here's my story, a problem, or the reason why I'm doing it. And especially if it's a problem to solve, then the steps that I took to solve it, like the ice cream or the earbuds, and then for the rest of it's our why, that why that's communicated through the product. So again, really simple: product and then your story. Now, there are two other points that I want to talk about real briefly, and it's one of them's from a question I get quite a bit, and that is I'm not able to make 50,000 of these things today, so therefore I'm not going to pitch. I'm not ready. You don't have to be production ready. If they like your product and you just have a couple samples for them and that's all you have, if they like your product, they're going to work months with you in order to get your production ready. So you don't have to have 50,000 units ready to be shipped and delivered today at the time of the pitch. If they like your model pieces that they have, and they think, okay, this is a good product that they'll buy and this person can connect with our audience, then they'll work with you on the rest. They'll figure it out. So don't feel like you have to have a lot of production ready. If you have a couple models ready, bring it, do your pitch, and they'll work with you. So that's number one. The number two is having your numbers. Now, a lot of people feel like you have to have all your production numbers memorized. Excuse me, like I know that on average I sell this many units, and I've, down to the penny, this is my profit for this particular model, and this is my profit for that particular model, all those things. And if it's a room full of 100, then I'm going to sell 5 of these and 2 of those. Like, you don't need to have all that stuff memorized. It would be handy, especially like when I think about working with Tiffany, and there's also another one with Kirby with her popcorn, that you may know that like these particular t-shirts, in the case of Tiffany, these t-shirts sell in different numbers. This one's more popular than that. She knows that pillowcases are more popular than t-shirts and all those things. She has a rough feel for that. So I would have a spreadsheet that would say, if I talk to a room full of 100 people, this is roughly what the sales will break down, and this is my cost on that, and so here's my profit margin. But having those numbers memorized, I wouldn't memorize them. I would have a sheet of paper, I'd have a little spreadsheet with all those calculations out, by product, and then, how much did it cost, and, how much is left in profit, all those different numbers broken down with some totals across the bottom. And I would have like 5 copies of those. One of them I'm going to keep. I'm going to pass out the rest to the judges. If they ask me questions about my numbers, I'm going to look at my sheet. So you don't have to feel like you've got to be this calculator and know all your production numbers. Don't worry about that. So again, I'm going to close this video with just saying, relax. I'm sure if you've worked as much as my clients have worked on getting ready for this HSN pitch, that whether you get it or not, you're light years ahead of where you were before you started. And again, it's not a contest. It's really simple. You're going to tell them about your product, and they're going to think, will my audience buy that? And the second thing is, will they connect with this person's story? And that's it. If they have a lot of technical details or they want to know specifics, give them plenty of time to ask those questions. If it's me, I just gave you 3 pitches. I would feel comfortable walking in doing those pitches exactly like that. Notice that I stumbled around on some of my words and all that. No big deal. I'm authentic. I'm a real person. I don't talk clearly all the time, as you guys very well know. And that's no big deal. If you notice back to that woman's video of the earbud things, they did all the selling. They did all the, oh, it's got all these different sizes, and they made this technical term about AC 360, and they know all of those techniques. They'll do the selling. Anytime they came back and asked the woman another question, it was always more about how she was feeling, being on TV, which they want people to connect with, and back to her story. But it was never, oh, tell me this technical detail, because all they wanted to know was, can she tell the story which will connect our audience? So again, relax. I look forward to seeing all you guys. It's April the 7th. I'm really excited. If after seeing this video you still have questions, no worries. Send them in. Go to any one of those emails, info@scoreyourdream.com. Click reply and send me your questions. If I get enough of them and I need to make another video, no worries. We'll shoot another video. And if not, I look forward to seeing you on April the 7th.